If I had a time-traveling El Camino, I would go back to the Imagic headquarters in 1983, the designers of this game, just to see firsthand what they were smoking, and ask for some pizza. This game is just so typical of them. It's interesting, it's out there, but it has solid programming to back it up, and that makes it playable and fun. Dude, what just happened? You saved all the miners on some planet, now you're back into space fighting rockets and solar flares. That must have been the best place to work ever. For those who don't know, Imagic was a popular producer of Atari games like Demon Attack, Atlantis, Fathom, and Dragonfire, as well as many other ones that have a style that's just unique. MOONSWEEPER is not one of the better-known Atari games, but look at this game. It's impressive. What you do in this game is fly into one of the moons and then save 6 of the miners while dodging enemies and blowing up those defense tower things. You then take off back into space, score big points, shoot enemies, and do it all over again. MOONSWEEPER. Like a cross between Moon Patrol and Minesweeper, but not at all. This is an imaginative game. One might say it's imagicative. Is it Friday yet? Where is that El Camino? If I went back to 1983, I may never leave, which would be great. That way I could easily buy myself beer in high school. Moving on, the programming job in MOONSWEEPER is amazing considering the Atari 2600 limitations. Most games looked like a bunch of blocks crashing into each other, which is admittedly one of the things that makes the Atari 2600 so good. But this game pushes the envelope and gives you a 3D feeling like you're skimming the surface of a moon in a spaceship, running over miners and sucking them into your jet intake. You can even adjust the speed of your spaceship and go faster or slower. This is a really cool game, but not quite as cool as my time-traveling El Camino idea. If only that would come true. I would convince the Imagic guys to start making things for the Vectrex. It's the home video game system of the future! And I would be right, because the Vectrex will be more popular in 2012 than it was in 1983. Uh-oh, I'm on the red planet. That doesn't bode well, because things in space that are red are usually bad. I love this game because it makes Atlantis look downright normal. MOONSWEEPER is the kind of game that needs to be re-released. Not remade, mind you, just re-released. In cartridge form that still smells like smoke. And then what Atari needs to do is make a USB Atari cartridge adapter for all of the modern game consoles, PCs, mobile phones, and tablets. Why download games when you can buy the physical cartridges and then plug them into a cartridge reader, which is the size of a small room that has wood grain finished giant rubber feet and 3 power cables? It should also make clicking and whirring noises for no apparent reason, and have an optional giant tape backup device with a matching wood grain finish, and blinking lights. Lots of blinking lights, and you could play these games online with the optional 2400 baud modem, which requires a giant 20-pound phone to plug into one of those rubber things. Here, I drew my idea out for you. This is the Atari 2600 player, and this is the one that would work with the iPhone. And you can see how this thing works. You plug the Atari cartridge into the top of it. If you can't reach the top, you would use a step stool. The game reader itself hooks up to the tape drive backup unit with 30 or 40 multicolored cables, and then that plugs into the modem, which works with a telephone, and there's a wire from the modem that plugs back into your iPhone to access the internet, which, of course, I would have invented in 1983, and all reality as we know it would resemble the movie Tron. So, assuming that they make this device, one of the first games you should buy is MOONSWEEPER for the Atari 2600.